Hi, this is needlepointers.com, and today I'd like to show you how to make this Patriotic star garland. The star garland is made with our fabric snowflake pattern that we've shown in the past. What you need for this project is some fabric, and these are 5-inch squares, which are the correct size for this project. It was a charm pack, Riley Blake Designs. It's called Patriotic Picnic, and it has all these different fabrics in it, which makes a good combinations for the stars. The other things you need are fusible webbing, like Heat and Bond. This is Heat and Bond Light. You also need some ribbon to tie the stars together into a garland, and this is just a dark blue ribbon. And you will need a glue gun and probably some extra glue gun sticks. If you are interested in seeing more photos or to get this pattern or supplies for this project, please click the iCard or the link in the description of this video to visit our website, needlepointers.com. By visiting our website and purchasing supplies through our links, you can help us keep making more videos. For each star, you need 10 pieces of fabric that are the 5-inch squares, and this will make a 5-pointed star. You can either purchase a charm pack for this like I did, or you could cut 5-inch squares from, it could be as many or as few fabrics as you want. Usually you want at least one, you want a contrasting fabric so that when you twist your star, you will get contrast between the front and the back. After you have your 5-inch squares, you will need to cut 5-inch or just under 5-inch squares in your Heat and Bond. You want it to be just a teeny bit less, a smidge less than 5-inch each way, so that when you bond them together, it won't ooze out the sides or you won't end up with it off the edge. So I'm going to cut this Heat and Bond, and I'll be back. So these are the fabrics I'll use for one of the stars. I have 5 pieces of sparkle fabric and 5 pieces of backing fabric. I had to mix up my backing fabrics because the charm pack that I had didn't have enough of identical fabrics to mix, but I think it will still turn out nicely with these mixture of fabrics on the star. The last thing you need is 10 pieces of the Heat and Bond cut to the slightly smaller than the 5x5 size. We put the Heat and Bond on the back of each of the fabrics and then fuse the fabrics together. This makes the star a little bit more stable than if you just use one piece of Heat and Bond. The second piece of Heat and Bond actually gives it more body and holds the star so that it can stay in its shape better. So for starting this, I'll take the back side, so I have the back of the fabric facing up, and we'll put the first piece of Heat and Bond on here, and using the instructions on the Heat and Bond package on the temperature of your iron, you just iron this on the back, and it usually doesn't take very much ironing. I usually also iron the front side just to make sure it's nice and smooth. So I will put the Heat and Bond on the back of each piece of fabric, all 10 pieces, and I will be back after that. The next step is to iron the 2 pieces together, opposite pieces. So you have to take the Heat and Bond off the back. The easiest way to do this is to score it with a pin, like so, and then you can easily get a hold of it and peel it off. So now I have the Heat and Bond off of 2 opposite pieces that I'm going to now fuse together. So I put the Heat and Bond sides together, which makes the right sides out. So you can see there's the right side and there's the right side of the backing fabric. And now again, we just iron it to fuse the heat and bond. And I flip it over and iron it from both sides. So I will do this with all 10 pieces, but making 5 squares fused together. Okay, now I have the 5 squares fused together. So I have all 10 fabrics fused together into the 5 squares, and we will go over to the table and I will show you how to make the star. Next step is to fold and cut. To fold it, it doesn't matter which side we start from. We fold it so that it will make a triangle, corner to corner, and then fold again to make a smaller triangle, corner to corner. Next, hold it with the raw edges all on one side with your cutting hand, with your non-cutting hand. So I'm left-handed, so I'm holding it on this side. If you're right-handed, you would probably hold it facing this way. On the bottom, well, towards you, facing towards you, you should have the 2 folds. The single fold should be away from you. And then we're going to cut 3 cuts, not quite all the way. We want to leave this single folded side with intact so that that will hold it together. You can measure them, or with this small size it's usually easiest to just eye it and try to cut 3 even strips like that. So then once you have those strips cut, when you open it, you will have this. So you can see you have 3 sections on each side, or 4 the middle, and then 3 sections. I'm going to continue this with the other 4 blocks for this star. The next step is to twist and glue the 5 points of your star. So I have my glue gun here, and whichever color or fabric you would like to be on the very outside, you start with that side up. So if I want the flag fabric to be last and more dominant on the outside of my star, I will start with the flag fabric up. So I put a small dab of glue and be careful not to hurt yourself with the glue gun and the glue. So a small dab of glue, glue those 2 together. Next, we flip. After each glue, we flip. Add some more glue. And I bring it so that the point of this side goes right into the inside point of the other side. So that's done, so I flip. Okay, one more, flip. So there's your first point of your star. I'm going to continue with the other 4 sections of this first star, and I will come back when I have all of the points done. So now I have all 5 points of the star assembled. I know this is a different fabric than I was showing you in the twisting, but I accidentally put that all together without videoing it. So this is the star, completed star, with the flag fabric. So I will continue with this one to assemble the star. This fabric has the sparkle fabric, and I made that the dominant fabric being that I started with that facing up when I was twisting, and that becomes the last and the largest twist. I have them lined up here, and I made sure that I didn't put two reds next to each other or two light blues next to each other. The next step after to assemble the star is to glue together these points where each of the 5 sections connect. So I'll put a little bit of glue there. So it's best to line your points up in order and facing the correct direction so that you make sure you glue them together properly. So I'm going to glue all these together, and then I'll be back. Once we have the centers all glued together of the star points, then we bring them, wrap it around, and glue the two ends together the same way. At this point, you need to kind of mess with it a little bit and figure out how you like the center to fall. And once you have it the way you like it, then you carefully start to glue the different points together in the center. And that finishes up your star. So I've cut the ribbon at 70 inches long. That gives me 15 inches in between each of the 4 stars, and then 15 inches on each end for extra for holding it up. Next, you need to cut a slit in one of the points of the star so that I can thread the ribbon through. Thread the ribbon through and then measure it to make sure you have your 15 inches. Then just make a little bow tie or a little knot here and continue with the next one by threading it on. And make sure that the ribbon is not really twisted up in between. Measure the 15 inches in between and tie it. I loosely tie it because if once I have it hanging I don't like it, I can always adjust the ties again. So I'm going to continue to put the last 2 on here, and then we'll be ready to hang it up. Here's the finished star garland hanging from my fireplace mantelpiece. I think it's a great decoration for the 4th of July or Memorial Day, so I hope you make one for yourself. You can keep up with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Google+. Visit our website by clicking the iCard to find the links to follow us. If you are on Pinterest, pin our projects to your wall. This is a great way to keep track of your favorite projects. If you have a blog or a website, we would appreciate it if you can put a link to our project page on needlepointers.com on your blog or website. We can put a reciprocal link to your website too if it's crafting related. Visit our website needlepointers.com to find lots of other craft projects and tutorials.